Afternoon, everyone. We are doing the Starseed Oracle today. The first card is Surrendered to the Sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. This is a sensual, highly feminine card. It's a call to surrender to the sweetness of life, to let the ever-abundant feminine take over, to taste the fruits you've been working so hard to grow, to let your senses take over and really drink in your life of wonder, to get intoxicated on the simple bounty that this planet has to offer and which you have within you when your well is full. The ancient Babylonians connected the feminine goddess Ishtar to the planet Venus, and in Roman mythology, Venus was the goddess of love and beauty. In our night sky, aside from the moon, Venus shines the brightest. Time is our most precious resource, and it's the greatest healer. If you've been all work and no play, this is a sign to take some time out, to reconnect with your lover, play with your children, and give yourself the luxury of time without an agenda. Many of us are so busy building our lives that we forget to enjoy them. We forget why we decided to build them in the first place. Disconnection from the sweetness causes more pain than we realise. So many of us walk into soulless buildings 5 days a week in the name of survival. We strive to build the life of our dreams but drive ourselves to exhaustion. This card is willing you back to the pleasures of being human, to focusing on what really matters and enjoying your incredible life. Your soul inquiry is, how can you surrender to the sweetness of life? What's one way you can enjoy your life a little bit more? The next card is the Void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where all life begins and ends. It's the winter in the womb, the fertile darkness where all things originate and all seeds grow. Comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting. It can feel both overwhelmingly small and huge. The void is where faith lives. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you, regardless of whether you know what they'll one day become. You're being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest and to allow the winter of your life to do the work for you, to hand over your control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface, it doesn't mean things aren't at work. The greatest weavings happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us, right beneath the surface in ways known and unknown. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or life phase, when we're called to let go of all that we know and identify with. When you're in the void, it can feel scary and as if you should be doing something. However, when this card appears, it's a sure sign that the most productive thing to do is relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life. Your soul inquiry is, how are you being called to surrender to the unknown mystery of your life? How are you being called to surrender? Your last card is Wait. It's not yet time, things are being woven. Are you noticing the pattern here, guys? Are you noticing the pattern? In our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world, where an instant response is so often expected and at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take a breath, let alone give ourselves the space to rest, wait and reset. We're so often in overdrive, expecting instant results over and over again, and when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though something's gone wrong, but often not receiving guidance is guidance in itself. When you ask for guidance and don't receive it, it can often mean wait, it's not time yet, the details are being woven. Our challenge is to keep trusting when on the surface it appears that nothing is happening, to remember that no matter how long or bitter the winter spring does always come. To remember that you don't need to solve all of the world's problems in a single day, and that perhaps they'll be better solved with some perspective and a good night's sleep. This card is your permission to slip, to slow down, switch off, and rest. You're being reminded to have patience and to trust the mystery of life, to trust that things are being woven on your behalf. It may not be happening to the timeline you'd like, but if you gather up the patience, it will be orchestrated better than you can ever imagine. Your soul inquiry is, how can you slow down, be more patient, and wait? You have a theme today, guys. Surrender, take a break, rest, enjoy life. That is your messages for the day. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later. Bye.